Good evening. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Happy what? How's your week been going? How is life treating you in your life right now, and what can we do about it? What I know is that if nothing else, we can pray. So if you have a prayer request, please put it in the chat box and let us know so that we can be working on it and helping you to transform your life into something even better. In the meantime, let's talk. How is your week going? How are things rolling out for you? Is everything coming together the way you would like it to, or does everything need a little assistance? We all have days like that. We're here to help in any way that we can, in any way that prayer might assist you in creating the life you desire, if that's different from the life you're living. And if you just love the life you're living, good, wonderful, hooray, we're thrilled. And we can pray for a continuance of that as well, so that you don't wake up one morning and go, oh, where did it all go? We believe that your thinking creates your reality, because your thinking is God's thoughts for you. We're told that we're created in the image and likeness of God, of creation. And that being true, and I really believe that it is, what I know is that in the beginning, God's thoughts created the universe, if you like that story. Or there was a big bang, but something had to bang. So, nonetheless, if God's thoughts created the universe, God looked out on the void and said, it's dark out there. Let there be light. God thought light, and light became. Hooray! And you know the rest of the story and how it goes. Hi, Jennifer. You are here. Happy Wednesday, Lainey. We missed you too last Sunday. And we know when you're not here. We pay attention to these things. And we love you, and we love your energy. The rattling you hear behind me is you-know-who playing with one of his mousies. Poor Mousy. Oh my. Anyway, I'm glad that you're here. How's your week been going? How are things coming together for you? What kind of prayer can we provide for you this week? I love to pray. And I love it when I have you to pray for, because my life gets kind of boring sometimes. And so it's really interesting to me to connect with you in that way. And I feel when I'm praying for you, I feel like I'm praying with you and that we're together. That we are, as the saying goes, all one. And I like that very much. So, keep me posted, please. Please. Jennifer, is Kirk working tonight, or will we maybe see him or hear from him at some point? I need to know these things. I gotta keep track of my peeps here. So, Lainey, how's our new bride doing? How's Ayla faring now? I'm just still so excited about her getting married. I don't know why I was especially excited about her getting married, but I was and am and all that. Doesn't it feel better to get your hair cut? Isn't that just the silliest thing? But you're right. It makes a huge difference. So, Jennifer, I'm with you. It feels great, doesn't it? I know, I was looking real shaggy, too. I suppose I kind of am again. But my gal's back. Hooray, hooray. Okay, Kirk is driving home. Good evening. Glad you're here. Be thinking about what you want. I have health and guidance down. Let me know if that's changed, or if there's any add-ons, or if there's any updates. There we go. Has it changed? Are there any add-ons? Is there an update? That's what I need to know about prayer requests. Oh, Jen, I wish I could see your haircut. Darn it. This thing should work both ways. It just frustrates me sometimes that it doesn't. I'd love to be able to see you. I suppose that's going to mean at some point we're going to have to do a Zoom call just to check in on each other. But right now it just is the way it is, isn't it? Oh, Jen, my first outing other than groceries. Yeah. And groceries are not pleasant. Kat does most of our grocery shopping. I occasionally run down and pick up some little thing, but she does most of our grocery shopping. And, sometimes it's, gee, it wasn't really too bad today, and other times it was just horrendous. So I get it. That's not a very fun outing. Getting your hair cut, that's a fun outing. Good for you. Well, I'm glad they still love each other, Lainey. That's a good thing. You know, when you've lived alone, you get used to just doing what needs to be done, don't you? If something needs to be thrown out or you think it should be thrown out, you just toss it. And it takes, I think, a little training to remember that somebody else is there and might have an opinion. I think I've gotten pretty good at that, haven't I? Asking before I throw things out.
You have. You are excellent now.
Now, I wasn't in the beginning. This whole thing. Now I ask about nearly everything. I probably drive her crazy.
But it's a happy crazy.
Is it a happy crazy?
It's a happy
Okay,
crazy.
as long as it's a happy crazy, I guess we're good.
Crazy.
I guess we're good. Oh, Jen, and you got him one of those chair massages from the pedicure chairs? Oh, or did they just massage you while sitting in a chair while getting your hair cut? Either way, it sounds wonderful. Massage sounds wonderful. I miss our little massage place down the street. They haven't reopened, I don't think. And I don't know that I'd have the courage to go there, even if they were. But I do miss it. I do miss it. That's special treat time, isn't it? So, Jennifer's got a haircut and a mini chair massage. Hey! You deserve that, sweetheart. You deserve more than that. But that's a good start. That's a good start. I'm talking about that kind of thing tonight, so don't go away. And Kirk is on his way. Okay. I'm just double checking here that I haven't missed anything important yet. Crashing sounds are spirit. Yes, they are. He's got another mouse out there.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I would not want to be reincarnated as one of his mice. He's a little rough on him.
Baby.
And then there's Tipsy. Tipsy loves to fetch and sort of bring it back to you, but what he really likes, his name was Dodger before we changed it. And you can see why. He's really great at dodging. He brings his little squeaky toy up to you and gets really, really close, and just when you reach for it, he goes whoop, and takes off in the opposite direction. But he never goes far. He comes back because he wants to play the game over and over and over again. Dodger. Tipsy fits him. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll pray for both your achy bodies, Lainey. Got it. Hold on. And Dawn. Achy bodies. Oh yeah, that's a lot of stooping and pushing and using muscles you don't usually use or don't use very often. Certainly not in that way. Jennifer's going to pray for you. Oh, Jennifer, good for you. Good for you. She scheduled a full massage for a couple. Yes, once you're fully vaccinated, you can go do that and feel pretty safe about it. Keep your mask on. Oh, good for you. Oh, I'm so proud of you for doing that. Yay. All right. Life is good. Life is good. Jennifer's got an appointment for a massage. Lainey's going to have prayers for her achy body, which I don't even want to say. So her non-achy body. There we go. Yeah, we may throw in Chris and Ayla and appropriate tossing of things that appear to be no longer useful. How's that? Yeah, Lainey, but you know there was a different kind of pain when we were younger. Other things hurt. I know it's not fun to listen to your body in that way that means you could actually hear it from, across the room. Life is good. Life is really good. Really, really is. We've always got to have something to complain about, don't we? Okay, prayers for Ayla's peace of mind and Chris's and Lainey's non-hurting body. This is getting to be fun now. See, guys, this actually is fun for me. So let me know at any point during this hour. Just plop in prayer request, and I'll put it on my list. And when I put it on my list, it gets done. And I've got a new list tonight. So those of you who pray on a regular basis, not that I want to put you in a special category, but there you are, nonetheless. I have a prayer request, and I'd like it to be added to yours. My daughter's father-in-law, okay, Christopher's father, has been diagnosed with what appears at this moment to be a form of leukemia. He just remarried after his wife died. What, maybe 2 years ago, Sue?
No, it was Kathy that died.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But he remarried.
2 years ago, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so he just remarried a lovely, lovely, lovely woman named Sue. And my prayer is for them to have decades of happiness together. He's not a young man, obviously. But he's young in heart, and he's got the sweetest heart. So if you would like to add Gerald Hempstead, to your prayer list, and I'd appreciate it, and I know Christina would. So thank you. Lainey says, I'm always grateful to get out of bed in the morning. Boy, just to be able to do that, isn't it wonderful? The alternative is not good. So here we are. Perhaps not in the prime of our youth, but very much perhaps in the prime of our lives. So let me talk to you. Thank you, Lainey. Much, much appreciated. There's my practitioner. Good girl. Okay, let me talk to you. Earlier this month, I spoke about all of the holidays that seem to pop up in March. It's National Women's History Month, which you know if you put your TV on for more than 10 minutes, because somebody will mention it. It's Irish American Month, it's National Craft Month, it's Red Cross Month. There's all kinds of months that it is. Um, and then within the month, there are the specially designated days, like National Pig Day, which I'm sure is important to the pigs amongst us. There's Old Stuff Day and Holy Experiment Day. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but where it goes in my mind is to a really great place. So, Holy Experiment Day. Then there's Be Nasty Day, which is probably not the same thing as Holy Experiment Day. There's Panic Day and National Potato Chip Day. There is Everything You Think Is Wrong Day, followed in 2 days by Everything You Do Is Right Day. And then, of course, there was St. Patrick's Day and International Earth Day and Extraterrestrial Abduction Day. And, listen up, 2 days from now, make up your own holiday day. I'm excited. I'm excited. I was excited when I read it the first time a couple of weeks ago, and I'm even more excited now because it's only 2 days away. I'm excited for me, and I'm excited for you, because we can use Make Up Your Own Holiday Day to celebrate, drumroll please, to celebrate ourselves. When was the last time you did that? When was the last time you celebrated yourself? Birthdays don't really count, because that's usually other people celebrating you, which is great. I'm not putting that down. But when was the last time you consciously celebrated you? Or have you not done that? Have you not recently? Or have you not ever celebrated yourself? Just because you could. Because you deserved it. And if you haven't, well, I'd like to ask, why is that? Let me answer the question for you. I have not celebrated myself because it would seem egotistical. Because I've been busy. Really. Because there is nothing to celebrate. I'm not special. You have to be special to be celebrated. Which is usually followed by thoughts like, I'm not important enough, I'm not famous enough, I'm not good enough, I'm just ordinary. Interestingly, in the play Gideon, Paddy Chayefsky has his protagonist, Gideon, who is arguing for his limitations, saying, but I am an ordinary sort. I am as all men are. And then the angel, that's actually God, says, well, perhaps that is your special attraction, your ordinariness. I would have plain men love me, not just saints. And Gideon kind of wanders off, and left alone, God muses at the tragic gulf that separates man from divinity. In Chayefsky's words, the problem is the stubborn insistence upon reality which will not let man rise above himself. Let me say that again. The problem is the stubborn insistence upon reality which will not let man rise above himself. Hmm. See, I believe, we say we believe, we all have the potential to do great things. We have the potential to heal the sick and raise the dead. We have the potential to walk on water. Better yet, to turn water into wine. Or, sadly, wine into water. Potential is not extraordinary. Everyone's got it. Potential is only potential. But we do have the potential to do the things the master teacher said we could. These things that I do, he said, you shall do too, and greater things than these. And he even told us how, really. Ask, he said. Ask, believing, and it shall be given. These things that I do, he said, these extraordinary things, we could do too. But we probably won't, unless and until we believe that we can. Believe that we are capable enough, smart enough, blessed enough. It's not that we cannot, ever. It's that we don't think we can. Well, then it seems to be true, doesn't it? That life is what consciousness makes of it. Okay, so I don't believe I can do great things, mostly because I haven't so far. But please don't tell anyone. I've been trying to put up a good front, and I've been trying to act competent and capable and courageous. Too many of us, I think, for too long have tried to cover up who we believed ourselves to be, thinking that we wouldn't be loved or accepted or rewarded or respected if people knew who we really were. And so we have pretended to be something or someone else. We have hidden who we have come to believe ourselves to be, under layers of critical thinking and snap judgments and falsehoods. We have painted over the original or put so many guises on it that we barely recognize ourselves. We've bought our own bad publicity, published our own sad stories. And our headlines, like those of the daily newspaper, are not usually blazing with good news. In the past week alone, the headlines have talked about stocks dropping and hospitalization rates increasing and peace deals collapsing and insurrection and mass shootings and racisms, have told us that only some lives seem to matter, business and industry are in a slump, and Congress can't agree on anything. But you know, even headlines are really already history. Once a paper is distributed, it is put in a morgue, the story's dead. Oh, that each of us might tell our sad story once and then bury it, instead of burying ourselves in it. The stories are stories. Anecdotes about the effects of forgetfulness and denial. For we are, in fact, in denial about our real truth. We have forgotten who we really are. We have forgotten that each of us has within us a deeper nature, And this deeper nature, which is divine, is more than the sum total of our experiences. It is where our individual nature, our individual being merges with something greater, merges with the being of God. Here, at the very core of our being, the Spirit of God abides. Woo! Get that, and you will never tell another sad story about yourself, ever, because there won't be anything to tell. See, what we need to come to know is that at the very core of us is not a swamp filled with neuroses, or a shadowy closet filled with monsters, or a rest home for the incapable. Here, at the core of your being, is God. In every single one of us, the whole of God is represented. And so the whole of love, of wisdom, of health, of creativity, of, frankly, anything and everything that you can imagine. In every single one of us. And yes, that includes you. Oh, we talk a good game. But it's not enough to say that God is the only power. It is only when the awareness that God is the only power is linked to our own lives and becomes personal that we can really begin to loose that power in our lives. Only then can we consciously direct that power for a higher good. The power doesn't come and go, you know. And it doesn't necessarily come on command. It's just always there. It's always working. But if we are unconscious of it, if we are ignoring it, if we have forgotten it, or if we believe we do not have it, then it simply creates our reality according to the dominant thoughts in our mind. If those thoughts are limiting, lacking, self-abusive, if those thoughts are of victimhood or disgruntled fate, then, shoot, well then, so it is. But when we become aware that our real power comes from the source that created the entire universe and whatever may lay beyond it, when we align ourselves with our divine heritage, then nothing can rise up against us. No fear, no doubt, no condemnation, no past action or lack of action, no perceived sin, which simply means that we missed the mark. No perceived sin can damn us. Ernest Holmes wrote that with the desire to free ourselves from the further indulgence in a mistake, let me read that part again. With the desire to free ourselves from the further indulgence in a mistake, the effect of the mistake is wiped out, just as light dissipates the darkness. The desire to free ourselves from having to claim the mistake frees us from the mistake. You are so much more than you have believed yourself to be. And it's time to change that belief. You are more than you have pretended to be. So it's time to drop the pretense. You are more than you have acknowledged yourself to be. And it's time to tell the truth. Within you you, is that which is perfect, that which is totally complete. Most importantly, that which is divine. It was never born. It cannot die. It lives within you. It is creation. And it is the real truth of you and who you really, really are. You are all the power there is and all the presence. You are the living Spirit of God. Folks, this is the truth about yourself. And there is no other self. There needs to be no other self. We've got to stop pretending we are something else. You are already enough. And only a lack of faith can keep God away from you. Celebrate yourself. Mentally, let go of anything that does not affirm the presence of paradise where you are, right here, right now. Physically, let go of anything that does not belong in your paradise. You can do that. Chase the snakes out of paradise. Deliberately deny the reality of evil, of lack, of limitation. Begin to act as if you really did have dominion over the things of this world. Sacrifice your sad stories on the altar of a greater good. At the center of your being, there is a divine being, an incarnation of creation, the living God. Here and here alone at the center of your being is the creative power in your world. It cannot, it does not belong to anyone else. It is power that is yours alone to wield. The only question is whether you are living from your center or thinking of yourself as alone, inadequate, divided, or somehow separated. We must all come to know that everything and everyone is included in God. Everything and everyone is included in God. Yeah, I know it's hard to believe about some people. The problem becomes when you think you're one of them. The presence of perfection is within you. It acts through your actions, it thinks through your mind, and it reveals itself in your life. If you are not thrilled with your reality, change your mind. Change your thinking. It will change everything. So what's not to celebrate in all that? The process is easy. If you don't like what you got, change your mind. Then what you got will change. Okay. You've got 2 days to put together a celebration. Only 2. You can do it. You can do it. Don't panic. On March 26th, on National Make Up Your Own Holiday Day, I think it's only appropriate that you name it after yourself and celebrate. After all, it's your day. How will you celebrate your day? How will you celebrate you day? What are you going to do? What are you going to say? You should say something about wonderful you on your very own day, don't you think? Take notes. You don't want to leave anything out. Prepare an acceptance speech. And you don't want to leave anyone out that has supported you while you were going through the getting to know you stage. Here's a suggestion for you. It comes from singer-poet Rod McEwen, who wrote, "I've been going a long time now. Along the way I've learned some things. You have to make the good times yourself. Take the little times and make them into big times. And save the times that are all right for the ones that aren't so good." And then, as if in answer to those of you still struggling with the idea of celebrating your very own You Day, Rod also wrote, "Celebrations do not come easy, yet they abound and sound around us, waiting only for the merrymakers to enter and start the revelry. The festival begins when you are ready, not a moment sooner. Celebrate yourself." I'm going to add a couple of thoughts here, just a couple. Stop arguing for your limitations. Stop denying your highest truth. Creation itself abides within you, acts through you, according to your belief. Believe in yourself. Yeah, I know you've messed up a couple of times before. I know you've made bad decisions and questionable choices. Haven't we all? But we've got to stop telling our old sad stories. And we've got to start believing the truth. So here's what I'd like you to do in the next 48 hours. Believe in the most outrageous thing you can imagine about you. Go ahead. Believe in the greatest thing you can imagine about you. Believe in the highest thing. Believe in the spirit within you. I believe that if you do that, you will find plenty of reason to celebrate yourself. I'd like a report on Sunday or next Wednesday on just how the 26th went for you. Did you really set aside even just a part of the day to celebrate you? Did you get your nails done or your back rubbed, or did you celebrate the wonder of you, the miracle of you, and the things that you are about to do? These things that I do and greater things. It's a challenge, isn't it? The festival begins when you are ready, not a moment sooner. Celebrate yourself, and the world will celebrate with you. That was a fun one. Oh, you guys are great. Loma Linda's a great place, Brenda. It's a great place. I'm glad you're there. You know, sometimes it just takes them forever, or it seems like forever, to figure out what's really going on and what will work and what won't work. And sometimes the meds are a bigger problem than the disease. Yeah, Jen, that's it. We're seeking to reveal the truth. Oh, let's see. Well, Shunman, I am thrilled that the doctor has helped you. Um, ah, cake and champagne. Yeah, there's my babies. Yeah. See, I have an advantage. I grant you that. Number one, I can say almost anything I want. No one can stop me, except a little gray and white cat who can jump on things. The other part is that I know each of you. I know you, and I know the truth about you. And I can know the truth about you even when you don't know it for yourself. I think a party is a grand idea. I do. I think you should all throw a party for yourselves. And even if nobody else is there, who cares? You and God are going to have a party. You and the spirit within you are going to celebrate you. What possible good could come of all that? Now I ask you. We do seem to have a visitor who has an ad here, but that's, thank you all for not commenting. He means well, I'm sure. So, I think there's going to be a great amount of partying going on Friday. National Name Your Own Holiday Day. Don't you just love it? I love it. I think we're going to do some special celebrating. We'll have to break out the chocolate or something for National Name Your Own Holiday Day.
Spirit already took that day. You mentioned it out loud, and now
He's claimed it for himself.
He's claimed it. He wants tuna and mackerel. I mean,
and more mice, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't think we've got a chance against him, but we can try.
We can try. Yeah, see, Brenda, I think that may be very true, that it's just the meds not working as well as they could or as well as something else might. I know with the challenge that I had that made me so sick, um, it took them forever to put a name on it before they could do anything. They just kept pumping me with antibiotics, which didn't do any good at all. And then once they had a name for it, a reasonably accurate name, that's another whole story all by itself. But once they had a name for it, we still changed medicine several times before we got to what works. And it's only been the last few years that I'm on a regime that takes care of it. Takes care of it. I go in for infusions once every 4 months or so, and I'm a healthy girl, and I feel great. Sometimes it just takes more time than we feel like it should. So thank you, darling, for hanging in there, for being faithful, for believing. I'm proud of you. I think you can plan a party for you, too. Yeah, well, Spirit has his own version of this truth nailed down, but it works for him really well. I just love that that silly cat came with that name. We didn't do that. Because people have said, oh, you're a minister, you named it. And no, no, he was a rescue and that was his name. And God knows we've changed everybody else's names. Our Mandy cat changed her name 4 times before she decided on Mandy. I kind of liked a couple of the other ones along the way, but yeah, she finally said, Mandy, that's who I am. Percival was Norman. Um, Percy fit him so much better. Harmony was an unnamed feral cat. I guess her name. And
She was named after
her
a winery.
her name was an affirmation. We just decided later we'd name her after the winery because there was a winery named Harmony just a couple of miles down the road. Oh, yeah, Brenda, I know it was a long time, but they're going to get it right now because we got some pretty powerful prayers working for you. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right, folks, I think we should pray. Speaking of powerful prayers, don't you? Yeah, I think we should. Because I love to pray. Let's take a moment. Together. I love the together part. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. If not, just soft focus. Do what works for you. This is all about you getting in touch with your own inner power, with the power of God within you. How amazing it is that we can do that. That the channel is always open. And I have learned in my lifetime that if it feels like God is not there, it's because I'm not. My mind is off someplace or wrapped up in something else, and I need to let go of that first and simply turn within. And there it is. Always waiting, always available, always powerful, always life-changing. And when we know that, when we believe in that, then the miracles follow. And we lead miraculous lives. Which is simply the unfolding of that power within us that Jesus talked about. These things that I do, and greater things you will do if you believe. And so I speak these words for all of us tonight, that we believe. That we believe more tonight than we did this afternoon, more tomorrow than we do tonight. In a ever-ascending spiral that ultimately encompasses all that God is and all that we are, which is one and the same. I speak these words tonight, that the truth may be revealed, and that anything unlike the truth simply dissipates, vanishes back into the nothingness from which it came. And I know tonight that Brenda is healthy. that the right procedures and the right medications and the right balance of things are found for her, and she is healthy. And in that healthiness, it is clear to her what her next steps are. Divine guidance comes to her just as surely as the sun rises in the morning. I know for Tina, health and the revealing and manifestations of her deepest dreams. I know for Heidi, health and blessings on her new endeavor and enterprise. I know for Kirk, clarity. Clarity of vision, clarity of action, and courage to follow through. I know for Jennifer, a clear path to the joyous revealing of who she is meant to be and do. I know for Lainey, the release of achiness in a body that is ready, willing, and able to do whatever she desires it to do. And I know that for Don as well. And I know that the room gets painted perfectly and is beautiful. And I know they are both healthy and feel young and blessed. I know health and painlessness and the revealing of the truth for Dana. I know peace of mind and clarity for Chris. I know for Jerry Hempstead, the revealing of the power within him. The power to heal his body, to eliminate the fear. And I know for him as well decades of happiness with Sue. And I know her peace of mind. I know for each of us tonight abundant reasons to celebrate ourselves. Not just Friday, but every day. And I know that the truth, the greatest truth, reveals itself in each one of our lives in the most amazing ways this week. I know for my daughter and her family peace of mind and love overflowing. And the realization that God is present in everything that is happening, and so there is peace. I know that if any have been not mentioned in this prayer, that they are in our hearts and minds, and so God knows. And that which they have desired, that which we desire for them, is already in the works, already happening. I know that God is good, and so I know that life, which is the expression of God, is good. That's all we need to know. And so I am grateful for all of the answered prayers, spoken or unspoken. I am grateful for what appears nearly magical, certainly miraculous, that occurs in each one of our lives. I am grateful for the images of God that are here tonight, that know the truth and reveal it in their lives. And we simply let that be so. And so it is. If we've forgotten anything or anybody, please just let me know. We have a closing song from Kool and the Gang. I love that. Keep it in a generation I can understand. Yay! I love you all. I am... Thank you, dear. I am grateful for all of you, for your presence, for your support, for your ever-growing belief, and for the fabulous difference each of you is making in this world. Happy Wednesday. Happy every day. I love you. I thank you. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Come be with us. And again next Wednesday, because after all, Wednesday matters.